Brother, that's Bigfoot, and he's coming.
Look at berries. Lots of berries.
Sasquatch.
What's that? What's that?
Most Bigfoot sightings last only seconds, but certain details keep repeating. In one encounter, a dark figure carried something heavy through the forest before carefully setting it beside a tree. In another, a massive shape stepped from behind the woods, already staring directly into a hidden trail camera. If these creatures are only myths, why do so many encounters feel intentional? This footage is from the YouTube channel Squatch Me Now, posted on September 8, 2019. A woman was turkey hunting inside the woods when she recorded video of two large dark figures moving between the trees footage viewers have debated ever since.
Guys, I was out here hunting, and I'm so startled right now. I think I may have stumbled across a Bigfoot. I'm just not sure. I'm so startled right now. I'm so startled. It looks like there's two Bigfoots. I don't know. It looks like he's got a dead deer in his arm or something. I'm not sure. Oh my God, I think he sees me. I have to go.
The woman was alone in the forest when she saw something strange moving through the trees ahead. Two large, dark figures could be seen in the distance, slowly making their way through the woods. Their size and outline did not look like anything she expected to encounter. One figure seemed to be holding something big and heavy. It moved toward a tree, paused, and placed the object down near the base before becoming still. Both figures stayed close to the tree line for a short period, partly concealed by brush and trunks. The woman kept her distance and continued recording. The two shapes remained there briefly, then started moving again, not toward her but farther into the forest. After a few moments, they disappeared from view. No definite identification was ever made. The shapes looked large, dark, and upright. The clip was reviewed by the channel Thinker Thunker, which studied the figure's size and movement, helping the footage reach a broader audience. The detail that makes this clip unusual is the figure carrying something and putting it down beside a tree. What do you think it was carrying? And does that detail change how you interpret the rest of the video? A person was walking through the forest when something in the distance drew attention. As they watched the shape, it became easier to see. A large fur-covered figure was moving between trees at a steady pace. It never stopped. It never responded to the nearby person. It kept walking as though it had no idea it was being filmed. Most videos like this are blurry or recorded from too far away to show useful detail. This clip felt different. The outline of the figure was clear enough to examine. What is difficult to explain here is not only the figure's appearance, it is the way it moves. Something that large walking calmly without reacting to someone nearby does not fit easily into any simple explanation. Do you think that behavior makes the clip more believable or less? A lone hiker in Alaska's forests noticed a huge dark shape moving quietly through dense brush in full daylight. He took out his phone and began filming. The heavy undergrowth made a clean view impossible.
Oh shit, there it is again, there it is. There it is. Oh my God. There it is, it's right behind that tree. Oh my God, I'm tripping out, I'm shaking. Jesus, where is it? I have no idea where I went, my heart's pounding a million miles an hour. I saw it down by the creek. Shit.
The video captures only quick glimpses, a large, bulky form slipping between trees' branches, breaking dark movement, showing up and disappearing almost immediately. The figure never came fully into the open. It forced its way through the thick cover and vanished before anything could be identified. Something that large moving so silently through dense brush has no simple explanation. What do you think the hiker really saw out there? This footage is from British Columbia. A team of amateur investigators placed trail cameras in a remote wooded area, hoping to document rare wildlife. They recorded something unusual, but not the kind of animal they expected to find. The brief clip shows a large upright figure with a strongly muscular body. It moves around the corner and looks toward the camera, while partly hidden behind a tree, then slowly draws back. The figure's movement quickly caught attention. Researchers examined the muscle definition visible across its chest, shoulders, and arms. Its overall shape and frame did not look like a person wearing a suit. The face was also striking. The features resembled the way this subject is often described in reported sightings, partly human, partly primate, and clear enough to examine frame by frame. Viewers also focused on the behavior. The figure came out from behind the tree with its eyes already facing the camera. It did not accidentally wander into view. The motion seemed controlled, as though it knew the camera was already there. The researchers installed those cameras to record rare animals. But based on what appeared, some believed they may have placed their equipment in territory that was already being used by something they were not ready to encounter. Certain details in this footage are really hard to explain with simple answers. What stands out most to you, the way it appears or the way it moves? A group of investigators inside the Appalachian wilderness aimed their flashlight toward a clearing and saw something standing there, tall, still, and unlike any familiar animal. The figure made no noise. The investigators stayed silent. The light remained on it for a moment before it slipped back into the darkness. In one frame, the shape seemed to show horns. The video was too unclear to prove that detail, but it was enough to make viewers pause. The Appalachians have a long record of unusual sightings. What this team filmed matches that pattern, something visible enough to feel disturbing, but not clear enough to identify. Some details in footage like this are harder to ignore than others. What do you think was standing in that clearing? While walking along a remote rocky trail in British Columbia, a man noticed a towering dark figure moving through the thick forest beside the path. The shape looked large and upright, passing through dense brush just beyond the nearby tree line. He pulled out his phone and filmed a shaky 30-second clip. Only quick glimpses were captured before the figure continued on silently. Nothing was ever clearly confirmed. But the size and movement of what he recorded have kept this clip circulating among people who follow reports from the Canadian backcountry. Something that big moving, that quietly through heavy brush deserves another closer look. What do you think he may have encountered out on that trail? Two elk hunters were traveling down a snowy forest road toward their normal hunting area when they saw a tall, dark shape moving beside the road. It appeared for just a moment. Before they could fully understand what they were looking at, the figure turned away and vanished into the thick brush near the trees.
Right on the side of the road there. Nice. I bet we might see some. They were here earlier today. What's that? What's that? Oh my God. What was that? Get out of here. Holy shit.
The hunters attempted to see it more clearly, but it was already gone, lost inside the snowy forest, without leaving any trace. A tall, upright figure that disappears that fast into dense brush does not give much evidence to examine. What do you think they spotted on that road? On February 4th, 2026, a trail camera recorded something strange deep inside an American forest. Late at night, a large figure appeared far away, moving between the trees. It walked on two legs. The outline was tall and human-like, with long arms swinging beside its body. The camera struggled in the darkness, making the details hard to see, but the figure's size was difficult to overlook. Some viewers considered it strong evidence. Others pointed to the low image quality as a reason not to reach any firm conclusion. The size and shape are visible, but the clarity is not. What do you think was moving through those trees? A Reddit user shared a group of old photos taken by their mother during a walk in the woods near the Erzgebirge area of eastern Germany in 2008. The images were found years later, while going through family possessions after she had passed away. What drew attention in the pictures was not the landscape. It was a large footprint, pressed into the soil far bigger than an ordinary human foot. One image showed the print beside the mother's foot, placed there to show scale. The user said the photos were taken with a digital camera and had not been edited. A print that large found in a forest recorded years before anyone decided to post it, no setup, no audience at the time. That detail is difficult to ignore. What do you think left that mark in the ground? On November 24th, 2025, Kyle Campbell was driving along a remote logging road in British Columbia when he stopped and started filming. A tall, upright figure stood still between the trees, facing the road. It was not a bear. It did not move like a hiker. Campbell slowly reversed and left. No follow-up was ever shared. Standing motionless upright and watching the road, what do you think he saw that day? On November 22nd, 2025, a police dash cam allegedly recorded a large, hair-covered figure crossing a dark forest road. It moved straight through the patrol car's headlights without reacting. No pause, no shift in speed. It crossed the pavement steadily as though completely unaffected by the presence of the police vehicle. This was not a single isolated case. Over the years, deputies in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California have described almost identical encounters during night patrols near national forests. Most officers never submit official reports. The career risks of doing that are enough to keep many accounts unofficial. But these stories keep appearing across different departments, different years, and different roads, always describing the same exact figure. Same description, different states, different years, and most of it never formally documented. What do you think has been crossing those roads? A TikTok group called La Patrona El Patron Marquez shared footage recorded deep in the Oklahoma woods. They had gone back at night to collect trail cameras from a remote location. As they walked through the area, they found scattered animal bones on the ground. The bones had been broken open and picked clean. Something had been feeding there, and not long before. They continued moving. At one point, a large shape appeared between the trees ahead of them. It was standing completely motionless. When they reached the trail camera and checked the footage, a deer passed calmly in front of the lens. Moments later, an upright figure stepped into the frame, broad, long-armed, moving with slow, deliberate steps. Each step pushed into the undergrowth. Then the recording ended without explanation. Oklahoma has had reports like this for decades. The bones on the ground suggested something had been feeding in that area regularly. Whatever it was still nearby when the group arrived. Stripped bones, a quiet forest, and a figure on camera that should not have been there. This case does not offer many easy answers. What do you think was out there that night in Oklahoma? A TikTok user walking alone on a remote trail at night captured audio that has been replayed millions of times. From the darkness in front came a sound, not exactly a howl, not exactly a scream. Something between the two. It had a layered tone that seemed almost human, like a voice forced into one long, sustained cry. The video ended seconds later. Across North America, witnesses have reported similar vocal sounds, deep, strong, vibrating through the body. A tone the brain reads as something closer to speech than an animal call. No known wildlife has been confirmed as a consistent match for that noise. That is why it keeps spreading. What do you think was making that sound in the dark? One major reason science has never fully confirmed Bigfoot is the lack of a recovered body or fossil evidence, at least none publicly verified. That may have changed according to a claim that appeared online in late March and early April. A user called Snake the Bigfoot Hunter said he found a dead Bigfoot in the Adirondacks and now has the body on display. One video caption described the creature as 8 feet tall and weighing around 300 pounds. The claims become even more extreme. According to the post, DNA was submitted to Cornell University's Veterinary Bio DNA lab and allegedly returned results showing Neanderthal lineage. The Six Nations tribes of New York, including the Mohawk Oneida, Tuscarora, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca, were also mentioned as having confirmed the discovery. The body, according to the account, has since been taxidermied. If any part of this story proves true, it would become the most important development in this field of research ever recorded. Every detail in this story remains unverified. DNA results, tribal confirmation, university involvement. None of it had been independently confirmed when this footage first appeared online. What do you think is this genuine evidence, or just another claim that will not survive closer examination? A new sighting surfaced from Malaysia, posted on April 18, 2026, a place that rarely enters these conversations. 2 young men were in the forest when they noticed something unfamiliar. They began recording and climbed into a tree to stay concealed. The footage is blurry, but a dark, upright figure can be seen moving through the thick vegetation. It appeared aware of the 2 men above. It came closer, forcing through the brush as if watching them instead of leaving. The figure seemed slightly smaller than what North American sightings usually describe. Witnesses describe a tall, upright figure covered in dark or reddish hair, walking on 2 legs with long arms and a powerful build. Some accounts say it avoids people. Others say it becomes territorial when approached too closely. What the footage showed appeared more like curiosity than aggression. The Orang Mawas has belonged to regional tradition for generations. Whether this footage is connected to those older stories remains an open question, but whatever was in those trees was close enough to make 2 people climb high above the ground and hide. What do you think was moving toward them that day? A large group of tourists visiting British Columbia entered the forest on a sightseeing trip when they noticed something unexpected and quickly began filming.
Sasquatch.
The figure looked large, far too big to be a monkey, and moving in a way that did not match a bear. It walked upright on 2 legs. Several people in the group immediately called it a Sasquatch. What caught many viewers' attention was not only the footage, but how many witnesses were there. Faking a sighting with that many people present would take serious coordination and planning. Multiple witnesses, photos, and video from the same moment. That combination is harder to dismiss than one person's recording. What do you think the group really saw that day? A man named Jacob Abraham was away from the trail when he noticed something far off that he first thought was a bear. He took out his phone and began recording. The figure moved fast through the forest on 2 legs. Bears can stand on their back legs, but their posture is usually hunched and their movement is slow. What Jacob recorded did not match that. The figure moved quickly and steadily upright with long arms swinging beside its body, a detail often mentioned in Bigfoot reports. He was filming from far away through tree branches, but the video was still fairly clear. He did not say which state he was in, only that he was miles deep in the wilderness. The speed upright posture and arm swing, none of it fits a bear. What do you think he was actually filming out there? Todd, standing a disputed Bigfoot investigator, presents what he says is clear: photographic evidence of Sasquatch taken far inside the Canadian wilderness. This short shows a strong, heavily enhanced close-up of a Sasquatch face. A picture Standing says looks like an artist's drawing, but it's not displaying remarkable detail in the eyes, nose, and recognizable fur. Standing argues that this level of detail confirms the creature is real, but critics say his techniques and photos have been altered too much. Is this the actual face of the hidden cryptid, or only an advanced hoax? You decide, does this image make you believe Bigfoot is real? Squatch Mafia brings viewers into the isolated forests of Litchfield County, Connecticut, an area rarely linked to the legendary creature, to examine footage that has recently resurfaced.
Where is he?
He's coming on. He's there. He's gonna pop up in the... There he is, popping up. Look at berries. Lots of berries.
Let's see him.
He's over here now.
Oh shit, he went too fast. I didn't catch him this time. I didn't catch him that time.
This clip includes an enhanced version of a strange video reportedly filmed by a local resident showing a large, dark, 2-legged figure moving fast and purposefully through the tree line. Is this solid proof that Bigfoot exists in Connecticut? Or is it simply a large bear or a person the camera incorrectly identified? A recently surfaced video from Big Hill Pond State Park in Pocahontas, Tennessee, shows a park worker casually filming himself while talking about recent sightings until something unexpected appears behind him.
What this is about. The threat is real in McNairy County. There have so far been 6 reportings. People are getting very close, reporting the smell of burnt tires and dog breath. Brother, that's Bigfoot, and he's coming. So far, we've looked around.
As he speaks into the camera, a brown upright shape can be seen moving fast through the tree line in the background, sparking immediate online debate. Some viewers think the timing is almost too perfect, suggesting the video could be staged, while others point to Tennessee's long record of reported encounters going back to early pioneer stories about strange calls, wood knocks, and wild hair-covered figures in the Appalachian woods. The witness claims the moment was completely unplanned and that whatever passed behind him was real. Whether this sighting was coincidence, a smart setup, or something unexplained remains unclear. What do you think moved through the trees that day? A mistaken animal, a hoax, or something much more mysterious? A trail camera set far inside a remote snowy forest in Idaho captured a strange figure last winter, an image later shared online by an unidentified outdoorsman. The photo seems to show a large ape-like shape moving through the cold, though no one has come forward to clarify exactly how or when it was taken. Viewers have noted the creature's bulky frame, dark hair dusted with snow, and surprisingly clear facial details, making it one of the more debated Bigfoot-related images from recent months. Idaho has a long record of reported sightings, from early Native American accounts to modern stories from hunters and hikers. But what exactly is shown here? A mistaken animal, a person dressed for extreme winter conditions, or something unexplained caught at the perfect moment? Take a look and tell us what you think in the comments below. Last winter, a property owner in an isolated Canadian forest installed an HD trail camera after seeing strange activity around his land. What the camera captured sparked heavy online debate. The video shows a tall, dark, human-like figure partly concealed behind the trees, its size and movement unlike anything the owner thought he would record. As the figure moves, it knocks snow from a nearby trunk, giving a clearer look at its full height and the thick black fur covering its body. Some viewers think this may be one of the clearest Bigfoot sightings filmed, while skeptics say it is simply a person in a costume staged for the camera. With Canada often seen as a hotspot for sightings, this footage raises even more questions. What do you think an elaborate, fake a mistaken animal or something we still cannot explain? A hiker moving through a foggy forest in Washington recorded a short but interesting moment earlier this year. As he filmed the area around him, he spotted a tall, dark figure walking slowly through the mist. An upright shape that appeared unaware it was being observed. Its odd gait, rigid motion, and the way it faded back into the fog triggered discussion online. Many viewers think the fog may have helped hide the figure, letting it blend with the trees before disappearing from view. Others point out that Washington has a long record of encounters, which makes the footage even more curious. Even so, nothing in the video proves exactly what the hiker witnessed. Was this a shape warped by fog, a mistaken animal, or something no one can explain? A recently posted photo from a dark, isolated forest has started drawing attention online because of its surprising clarity. While the exact location has not been verified, the image appears to show a tall, two-legged, ape-like figure with clear muscle definition and a partly visible midsection details some viewers say look too natural to be a suit. For years, Bigfoot reports have depended on blurry clips, short eyewitness stories, and plaster footprint casts. Sharp, high-resolution proof has always been the missing element, making many people question what a truly definitive image would actually show. Whether this new capture moves us closer to that answer is still unclear. Does this photo show something unexplained, or is there a more ordinary explanation behind it? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story. Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.